So the first question is, what do you think race is?
To me, race is. Um, I view there as one supreme race, so that's the human race. But I guess if you want to be, I try not to categorize, and this is just me personally being honest. But you have to be more specific. I think a race is defined by characteristics of a group of people, um, less about the way they look, but more so about their culture, where they're from, what they speak, um, what they like. So basically, their culture, and their background and their history, their story, to define them and their group of people, but less about the color of their skin, um, but more so of their values and where they come from. So,
I think race is just your physical features and skin color, things like that. Like it has nothing to do with your biology, I guess. It's just physical.
What do you think race is?
Race is like what points out how humans stand out among the others.
All right. Second question: what race do you identify as?
I identify as simply black. So that's what I use. I am okay with African American, though I'm not, like some. I've never been to Africa, or I'm not. I was born and raised here in America. Why can't I just be American? But I identify as African American, black, but mostly black. Um, so
What race do you identify yourself as?
Black.
What race do you identify yourself as?
Latino and African American.
How severe of a problem, if it is racism in UK?
um, I don't think it's a huge problem. However, I do believe there is a. I believe there's not enough inclusion of minorities here on campus. I don't. I would not say though that it's a huge, problem. Though I do believe that there could be more inclusion, definitely.
I think racism at UK is a problem because people are so unaware. It's like they don't realize the stuff that they're saying is discriminatory. I think it's just basically microaggressions just every day that black students and brown students have to deal with.
People are very ignorant. The first time I suffered racism was here, and I was one of the darkest kids in my high school growing up. The thing is, people are very ignorant and they're very close-minded, and there's a lot of people that feel a lot of hate towards what's different and what they don't understand.
Have you ever witnessed or experienced racism here at UK?
Absolutely. So that's a very easy one for me. Even from some of my best friends, they don't know it, but I have to encourage them, and I have to talk to them and fill them in. So many of my best friends, and I've experienced racism just from a couple of examples. Is that when I speak, they say, "Oh, Wilnard, oh my goodness, upon meeting you, years ago as freshmen, still to this day, I must say, not only are you like the smartest black person that I ever met, and you speak so well, and oh my goodness, I never see you sag or anything, but you're probably just the smartest friend that I've ever had, period." And I have to stop them immediately in their tracks because that within itself is racist. So I have to ask my friends. I've just challenged them, and I don't jump on them because they were not coming from a malicious place. They were just coming from a place of ignorance and the culture that they've grown up here in the South and in Kentucky, which is definitely definitely arguably one of the most reddest states in the United States. Is that I challenge them. I say, so does speaking standard English well, does not sagging, does being a good articulator of one's words, of one's thoughts through their words, is being intellectual and being, and excelling in many facets of academics and leadership. Does that mean, or does that stand for whiteness, or does that just stand for a person who wants to be successful? For me, success does not equate to whiteness. Proper grammar does not equate to whiteness. Not sagging does not equate to whiteness. So even from some of my good friends, would say things like that. That's racist within itself.
And have you yourself witnessed or experienced racism?
I have experienced microaggressions, which I think can be worse because it's not overt. It's things that like only you can feel like, oh, like that was really hurtful, or that was like, racist. So.
Well, the first time was the one that I remember mostly. It's when they asked me what I wanted to do when I graduated, and then I said, well, I want to go back to my country, and then they said it's good because Latinos are only good for two things: the United States minimum wage and prison.